have the shot clock in their favor now, even if he makes it.
19 and 3/10 seconds remaining in the fourth. It's down to a 1-point lead. And the Knicks having trouble getting the ball inbound. Allen Houston is fouled.
Well, he was held by Livingston even before, long before the whistle. Fortunately for him, he got the call, and the Knicks have gotten the ball into the hands of a man who can shoot well.
Allen Houston with 18 of his 22 points in the second half. He's a 79% free throw shooter.
You see Houston now. See him being held. He's being held. Could get away. Then the pressure of Livingston resulted in that foul.
Houston is 2 of 2 at the line this evening.
You like that? Hardly touched.
Rockets have 1 timeout left. Knicks with 2 remaining. Knicks now lead by 2. Very calmly.
That's a thing of beauty to Jeff Van Gundy, the way he shot those foul shots.
The Knicks 95 and the Rockets 92. Houston calling for time.
A few seconds ticked off since the last timeout. The Rockets are in position now to design a play. We look at the Knicks bench, though, during that timeout. Thursday night, the limping San Antonio Spurs will visit Madison Square Garden for their annual visit. Knicks game night at 7 p.m. on Thursday night. Right now, the Knicks trying to hold on to this one as the Rockets design their response to the pressure foul shooting by Allen Houston a moment ago that gave the Knicks a 3-point lead. Knicks do have 2 timeouts left. The Rockets 0. But it would seem to me that the 3-point shot will be the design of the Rockets right now. The Rockets, an excellent 3-point shooting team, 50% tonight, shooting them better than the Knicks. For the season, the Rockets have made 98 more 3-point shots than the Knicks have. So they're used to shooting threes, and they have a lot of contenders for this big shot. And certainly should they miss, they will have time with the big people out there with Willis and Olajuwon for rebounding situations. So a lot can happen in these upcoming 18 seconds.
And Matt Maloney back on the floor, a 40% 3-point shooter. Hit 1 earlier, but only 1 of 5 from the field overall. 18 seconds remaining in the fourth. 3-point Knick lead. Livingston, well, going for the 2. Rebounded by Oakley. And a foul is called with 9 seconds left. Livingston giving the foul. The crowd certainly enjoying this finish. Charles Barkley understandably has not. And once again, Allen Houston at the line. 4 of 4 at the line. Hit the 2 a moment ago. And here's Matt Bullard, who can shoot the 3. Coming on for Kevin Willis, but right now it's a 4-point game. Allen Houston hitting 4 consecutive clutch free throws down the stretch. Livingston looking for the 3 and hits it. 97-95, final seconds, and again the foul is given. We're down to 1 and 4/10 seconds remaining, and once again Allen Houston will go to the line.
Well, this is a dream sequence game for Allen Houston as it's turning out here in the second half. We talked at the outset, Houston, Larry Johnson, they're wearing and carrying a big responsibility role here tonight. And as it's turned out, this man has certainly worn it well.
John, the key, though, Houston does not have any timeouts remaining. And it is now a 3-point Knick lead. Houston with 27 points. Make it 28. 6 of 6 from the line in the final minute for Houston. And the Knicks have defeated the Rockets 99-95. So Allen Houston with 28 points, 23 of the 28 in the second half, and he had 17 in the fourth quarter. Sensational performance by Houston, turning it on in the second half. So the Knicks get a split of the season series on the Houston Rockets. The Knicks playing without the injured Patrick Ewing. The Rockets without the injured Charles Barkley. And then Clyde Drexler got hurt in the fourth quarter. We'll be back to wrap it in a moment.
Could say Houston beat Houston. He had 28 points, Allen Houston did. 24 in the second half, 17 in the fourth quarter, and hit all the big free throws that the Knicks needed to help gain a little measure of revenge and beat the Houston Rockets by 4. There you go, seeing the numerical details that spell Allen Houston's name as the Marriott Marquis Player of the Game, and the Marriott Marquis is Broadway's biggest hit. And it works out perfectly because the man, Allen Houston, joins us here at courtside. Very good game for you, and I know that your teammates love to succeed when players like Patrick Ewing aren't in the game.
Well, that's the key. You know, I think with what we've done over the summer, you know, we have guys who can come in, and if key players are out, we still have enough talent to win games. And we just have to apply it on the defensive end, you know, and execute offensively.
You look very calm and cool putting those free throws in the last couple of minutes.
Well, you know, I hadn't been shooting free throws like I wanted to, you know, up until like the last 2 or 3 games. And I was telling some of the assistants and players, I'm going to try to shoot at least 90% for the rest of the season. So I made a, you know, a conscious effort to improve that.
Alan, there's an awful lot of things being said before this game, largely Charles Barkley doing some of that, saying the Knicks are this, the Knicks aren't that, Oakley's this, Oakley that. He's on the bench yelling on the whole game. How much of that actually plays into the taunting fouls that we saw in the game, the emotion that we saw in the game? Any of it? Half of it? All of it?
A lot of it.
Yeah,
I'd
really?
say a lot of it, because, you know, when things go on, you know, and things are being said, you know, we hear about it, and we have a lot of pride. So not only individually, but as a team, you know, we didn't want to come in and beat Houston. We wanted to blow them out, you know, and that was one of the things that we wanted to do. That was a goal of ours. But, you know, we're just happy with the win any way we can get it.
Well, when you set your sights on blowing somebody out and you don't, but you find a way to win, what do you say to yourself?
We're happy. You know, we're happy with the win because we fought it out, and we found ways, especially in the second half, to defensively and offensively to do the right thing and dig out a win.
Midway through a season, people take stock of themselves. It's like halftime. You sort of figure out what you've been, where you've been, what you want to do for the second half. How about you? What are you happy with? What do you want to work on?
Well, you know, I'd like to work on, you know, rebounding and doing some of those things, and basically just keeping improving, you know, however I can help this team.
Alan, thanks a lot for your time. Great game.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Allen Houston helps the Knicks win it, scores 28 points. Our thanks to him for joining us here out of the Knicks locker room. Mike Crispino's at the MSG Sports Desk. Plenty of post-game stuff still to come. Let's go down to the fourth floor. Mike?